Lab has some new putters. These are the Oz putters, and today we're going to talk about them. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of WGC Fits.
What's an Oz?
Well, Oz can mean a lot of things. I'm going to need a little more directed question here.
With the putter.
Okay, so what the Oz from Lab is their newest iteration of their, kind of untorque yourself putter idea, right?
I see that.
All the same technology in a Lab putter, but slightly updated in certain windows, right?
I say it looks more lookable.
It looks very good, right? The shape is pleasant, I would say, compared to some others, right?
Yes.
And again, I use a Lab putter currently. It's not like I don't like the way they look. I've grown to like the way they look. Made some really good putts with that putter. This is just a little bit more easy on the palate, I would argue, right? Another thing that you'll notice that's new and different is the face. So with that one, you have a all aluminum face,
yes.
Okay? All aluminum construction. With this one, which is the 0.1i,
yeah.
You have a stainless steel insert for the face, if you will.
Which is supposed to feel firmer.
It's going to feel firmer and technically produce potentially a hair more ball speed.
Okay.
I'm going to argue
no,
but
no.
It's going to feel different, which is going to allow you to produce a little bit more ball speed, put it that way. The big thing about the Oz, though, is they're changing kind of some stuff with the shaft.
How
right?
They insert it into the club head.
Correct. So in the counterbalance window, for example, it effectively has 0 degree lean, right?
Yeah.
Now, for a guy like me, that's very important because I want to forward press my putter.
Yeah.
For other people who don't want to necessarily forward press their putter, he's wrong, but whatever. You can now build one that has the shaft lean built in, which is a 2 degree shaft lean, coupled with a press grip, or you'll notice on this one, 0 degree shaft lean and a super stroke putter grip.
Can you put any grip on that?
You can. You can now use normal putter grips. You
Yes.
don't have to stick and live with the press grip idea.
I do like the press pistol, though.
The press pistol's a new grip as well, actually, for them. Again, separate kind of from this, but I will say I actually really think that's a comfortable grip.
There we go.
I don't mind the press grips.
Yeah.
I just don't necessarily feel like I need
that much,
right? It's a little much for me to look at, let's say.
Is it?
Now, the biggest thing that I'll say is, right, I actually really like the way the stainless steel insert feels, right?
Yeah.
It feels much closer to the Mez Max that I use, for example, which has a big chunk of steel behind the face versus the all aluminum feel of like a DF3, okay? Good both ways though, right? Not gonna sit there and say that one is drastically better than the other because it's just unique feel.
Yeah.
The important part is which one works better for you. So go ahead and hit some putts with this one now.
Okay.
And let's have you compare what you think, all right?
Okay. I will say that I was at the PGA Superstore down in Columbus to see our in-laws, and they had a counterbalance one of these. Felt way better.
Oh yeah, no, I'll give you that, right? The counterbalance stuff, in my opinion, I like the way it feels, counterbalance guy.
Oh, definitely firmer. Uh-oh. I don't know, I like this, the straight. The 0, what did you call this?
A 0 degree lean.
That, yeah.
So this has 2 degrees of lean, and then it's offset by 2 more degrees of shaft or grip press, let's say.
Yeah.
And that is 0. So that effectively gets your hands technically right behind that impact position, where with this one, your hands end up getting effectively right in front or in line with that impact position.
Yeah. What I'm used to is my Adele putter, so I like this. Comes in a few color options too.
Lots of colors, same kind of customability, lots of sight lines. The other kind of unique thing with these are they're going to, when we're custom building one, allow us to put a sight line on the top and the bottom so we can kind of make some nice shapes and stuff, if you will.
Yeah.
Other thing to note price-wise, with these honestly being a little bit more, let's say, more newer, I guess is the best way to put it.
Yeah.
The price did go up a touch on these. For example, I want to say on this one, for example, like stock setup is $449.
That's not bad.
Don't quote me exactly on that, but I think it's around $450. And custom, they get up to 600, 650, and 7, depending on what we do to them, pretty quickly.
I like the feeling of the aluminum.
Well, it's closer to what your Adele is.
Yeah.
You know? So, neither here nor there.
Yeah.
I prefer that one because it's familiar.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, I think it's a great adaptation for them to put and set up that,
Yeah.
right? Because now I could put a zero lean club in someone's hands and not have it be a counterbalance putter.
Yeah.
Because sometimes people don't want that, right?
I agree.
Now, again, beforehand, and with these putters in general from a fitting perspective, we can do things a little bit differently.
Oh, yeah.
But I think it's important to give people options, you know? And as a fitter, I love having more options. Just more
will
tools
say-
in the belt.
Get the Acra putter shaft. It'll help tremendously.
Again, the aftermarket putter shafts are available. They actually have a new shaft as well called the Gear shaft. We don't have one of those yet.
No.
However, I am trying to get one because I'm curious, right? We can do a whole video on this where, have we done a video on putter shafts? Actually?
No.
We should probably do one of those. We'll do a video on putter shafts. I have a lot of strong opinions on that. Worth doing, right? You can actually tell the difference, like the sound when you're rolling these, right?
That one feels it goes a little farther. It feels like it just by the sound.
It's firmer, right?
Yeah.
And again, I prefer firmer, you prefer softer.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Beauty.
Earthquake.
I should be playing at the Players this week.
I don't know.
Right, AJ?
Justin Lauer had a pretty good 17.
You did have a good 17.
Over, in.
Yeah.
That was a pretty cool highlight. These are available for fitting and available just to try if you want to come in. Definitely worth looking at. Like I said, I think this is by far like I said, in terms of transitioning from a normal putter into a lab putter, by far the most palatable.
Yeah. I'm actually considering this for this year.
3 weeks, I'll get them in one. Just stay tuned. No, they're good though, right? Lots of options. Obviously, we can get the fitting done for you. If you're gonna get a lab putter, again, I can't stress this enough either, get fit, right? It makes all the difference.
The lie angle especially.
Well, that's it, right? I mean, if you don't let the system work as it's intended, you're not gonna get the results as they're intended. So get fit, it's worth doing, and then make all the putts. That's the best way to do it, Thanks for tuning in. Please let us know if you have any questions. Please like and subscribe, and we will see you next time.